Okay, my name is Okida Muturayo.
And my name is David Elojo
We are
Grace
students of the University of Ilorin and will be discussing on the topic Biotechnology as Nigeria's next oil, myth or possibility. Since discovery in 1956, oil has grown to be a major contributor to the Nigerian economy, and it makes about 85 to 90% of Nigerians' fuel exports. And the importance of oil stems from the fact that it is useful as a source of energy and also as raw material for many industrial processes. But the world is transitioning towards cleaner and more sustainable forms of energy, and so that Nigeria is not left behind and so that the economy is not adversely affected, we have to move towards something else, which now is biotechnology.
What is biotechnology? Biotechnology is the use of living systems such as microbes, plants, animals, and cells to develop useful products, technologies, and services that improve human life and its environment. Now, we are going to take an overview of what biotechnology can do as Nigeria's next oil. And number one of it is environmental factor. We are going to look how biotechnology can help in the environmental sector, in the health sector, in the industrial sector, and most importantly, in the agricultural sector.
Now, looking at the agricultural sector, biotechnology contributes via the engineering of disease-resistant, pest-resistant, and also drought-resistant variety of different crops. Now, taking an example, we have the tiller maize. The tiller maize is a drought-resistant and pest-resistant genetically modified form of maize, which contributes toward farmers' income as it reduces plant loss from these factors that affect farmers all over the country. Now, if there is increased improvement and inclusion of other staple crops, biotechnological advancements and improvements will contribute towards improving food security, increasing livestock feed production, as well as boosting rural incomes. Looking at the medical aspect, we see from looking back at the COVID-19 pandemic, we see that Nigeria depends heavily on imports of vaccines, diagnostic kits, and this is a challenge because Nigeria faces major health concerns, one of which is the malaria, which is endemic to various parts of this country. Now, a strong biotechnological sector not only helps boost local production of vaccines and diagnostic kits, but it is also helping to create high-paying jobs and also contributing towards export value as these products can then be exported.
Now let's take a look at the environmental factor, which we have the environmental bioremediation. Petroleum biotechnology provides cost-effective, eco-friendly mechanisms to clean up crude oil polluted lands in the Niger Delta. We all know that Niger Delta water bodies have been polluted with oil spillage, and in order to curb this, we have to use microbes and fast-growing plants in order to help in the degradation of agricultural soils into its productive uses. Now, we also have regulatory bodies which have been put in place in order to make sure that this become a reality in Nigeria. An example of it is the NABDAB, which is a National Biotechnology Development Agency. Also, we have the NBMA, which is the National Biosafety Management Agency. Now, all these bodies have been put together in order to regulate biotechnology as Nigeria's next oil in Nigeria. Now, we're now going to look at the economic benefits of what biotechnology can do, and one of it is entrepreneurship skill. When all these factors put in place together, we'll be able to have a skill. Now, entrepreneurship skill, through it, we have what we call creation of biotech startup, we have the contract research, and we also have the agri-tech companies. Now, when we put all this together, they'll be able to create what we call job creation. Now, in job creation, we have the establishment of the labs, farms, and factories. These all contribute into youth employment. And lastly, we have increase in gross domestic products. Now, when we increase the production of food, job creation, and increase in exports of oil, it all contributes in Nigeria's gross domestic products.
Now, for Nigeria to transition from the research bench to the market, there are certain problems that have to be overcome. These challenges include funding. There has to be an increase in funding from the government and also in private investment so that biotechnological development and research can improve and be spearheaded. Also, there has to be an improvement in the current poor research infrastructure, such as improving the amount of functional labs and improving power supply, as well as improvements in equipment made available towards the labs.
And now to conclude, the next oil won't be drilled from the Niger Delta. Instead, it will be cultured in Nigeria labs. Now, this is not about if biotechnology will work. It is if we are ready to do the work. Thank you.
Thank you.